beloved starseed of Gaia. The Council cleared the room tonight because the Source wanted you, alone, not in rejection, but in sacred recognition. I am Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters. Your heart was brought into this quiet moment so the voice of your divine blueprint could rise above every outside signal. The Source is drawing you close to remember who you are beneath the noise. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your star lineage and anchor your Pleiadian mission on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. Solitude is not abandonment when the Source is preparing you for direct communion with your highest truth. The stillness around you is a chamber of remembrance, and your star family is nearer than you have ever felt. This isn't content, it is a light code transmission. Something within you recognizes home. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family I remember. The Seven Sisters are shining through your heart, guiding you toward love, unity, and crystalline consciousness. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. Beloved, if your heart just whispered yes to something deeper, listen closely. Your star family has prepared the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance, the Pleiadian healing guide, and the special Pleiadian healing tracks, not as information, but as keys to unlock what your soul already knows. These carry the love frequency of Alcyone and the healing wisdom of the Seven Sisters. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. And now, remain here with the feeling that has opened inside you. Do not rush to explain it. Do not force it into ordinary language. There are moments when the soul recognizes a truth before the mind can organize it, and this is one of those moments. What has been happening around you may have felt like rejection, silence, distance, or a sudden clearing of people and noise. But beneath the surface, something far more precise has been unfolding. The invisible hands of divine timing have been rearranging the architecture of your life, removing what could no longer carry the frequency you are becoming. The room had to become quiet because your own signal was returning. For a long time, the voices of other people may have been louder than the voice within you. Their expectations, fears, opinions, demands, and emotional currents may have surrounded your field so completely that you began mistaking their frequency for your own. You carried responsibilities that were never assigned to your soul. You absorbed pain that did not belong to your path. You became fluent in everyone else's needs while forgetting the language of your own heart. Perhaps you learned to scan every room before expressing yourself, to sense what others wanted before asking what you needed, and to call this vigilance love. But the soul keeps a record of every time you turn away from your own truth. It does not condemn you for those moments. It simply waits, patiently and faithfully, for the day you are ready to return. Like a buried crystal beneath layers of earth, your original light has never been destroyed. It has only been covered by patterns that once helped you survive. This is why the solitude arriving now can feel so intense. It is not simply that certain people are stepping away. It is that an old arrangement is losing its permission to continue. The version of you who needed constant approval, constant company, or constant confirmation is dissolving. And when that version dissolves, the space around you may appear empty before it reveals itself as sacred. Do not mistake the unfamiliar silence for evidence that you are unwanted. The forest is not abandoned when the wind becomes still. The seed is not forgotten when it is hidden beneath the soil. There are seasons in which life appears to retreat, but beneath the surface, roots are extending and new structures are forming. You are in such a season now. Something within you is learning to stand without leaning against the opinions of others. The Pleiadian current does not always enter through dramatic signs. Often, it arrives as a quiet interruption. A conversation ends, a door closes, a familiar connection becomes strangely distant. Plans change. The people who once had unlimited access to your energy no longer feel aligned with your presence. At first, you may interpret this as loss, but your heart knows the difference between abandonment and recalibration. Abandonment says you have been left behind. Recalibration reveals that you are being returned to yourself. There is a sacred intelligence in what no longer fits. Sometimes a relationship ends because it has completed its teaching. Sometimes a friendship grows quiet because you are no longer able to meet through the same wound. Sometimes an opportunity disappears because it would have required you to become smaller in order to receive it. The closing may still hurt. A sacred ending can be painful and still be sacred. Tears do not prove that you made the wrong choice. They prove that something mattered while it was present. Many Pleiadian starseeds remain disconnected from their deeper memory because they are afraid of what they might feel when the distractions disappear. They have learned how to survive through constant movement. They keep the schedule full, the mind occupied, the emotions managed, and the deeper questions postponed. Yet the light codes of the Seven Sisters do not awaken through performance. They awaken through presence. The stillness may bring feelings you have postponed for years. It may reveal grief beneath achievement, loneliness beneath busyness, or anger beneath endless forgiveness. Let this revelation be a doorway rather than a verdict. What rises is not rising to destroy you. It is rising to be witnessed, understood, and released from the hidden chambers where it has been waiting. Your crystalline template responds to sincerity. It responds when you stop pretending that something feels right when it does not. It responds when you allow grief to move through you without making grief your identity. It responds when you choose love without abandoning discernment. It responds when you finally understand that being gentle does not mean remaining available to every energy that asks for access. You do not have to become hard in order to become clear. Water is gentle, yet it shapes stone. Light is soft, yet it reveals what darkness concealed. Your strength may not announce itself through confrontation. It may appear as the quiet moment when you do not explain your boundary, chase a departing person, or return to a place simply because it is familiar. The first initiation is the clearing of the veil. The veil is not a punishment, and it is not proof that you have failed. It is the accumulation of borrowed frequencies, the fear you inherited, the shame you were taught, the urgency you accepted, and the belief that your worth depends on how much you can give away. Your Pleiadian essence is not absent beneath these patterns. It is simply waiting for enough inner space to become audible again. Scripture reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." This stillness is not passive emptiness. It is the holy pause in which false identities lose their grip. It is the place where the voice of fear becomes distinguishable from the voice of wisdom. When the noise fades, you may finally hear what has been whispering beneath it all. You are not required to earn the right to exist, to rest, or to receive love. You may notice this clearing as emotional sensitivity. You may feel tired after interactions that once seemed ordinary. You may desire silence, nature, water, music, or sleep. You may no longer be able to participate in conversations built on judgment and fear. This does not mean you are becoming separate from humanity. It means you are becoming more honest about what your nervous system and heart can hold. Perhaps your body is communicating before your mind understands. A tightening in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, a sudden loss of energy, or a deep exhale around certain people may be asking you to pay attention. Do not turn every sensation into fear, but do not dismiss your body either. It is part of your spiritual instrument. The temple of the soul includes breath, bones, blood, and the quiet intelligence of the nervous system. Let the clearing happen without turning it into a battle. You do not have to condemn the people who are leaving. You do not have to prove that you have evolved beyond them. Every soul is moving through its own timing. Your responsibility is not to force another person into your frequency. Your responsibility is to stop abandoning your own. The second initiation is the awakening of the heart template. Your heart is not merely an emotional center. It is a living instrument of recognition. It detects coherence before the intellect finds evidence. It knows when an encounter carries warmth and when it carries manipulation. It knows when a path is stretching you and when it is shrinking you. For many years, you may have been trained to distrust this intelligence because the world often rewards overthinking and self-betrayal. The heart is not asking you to ignore wisdom, facts, or discernment. It is asking you to let those things serve truth rather than fear. There is a difference between intuition and anxiety. Anxiety rushes, repeats, and demands certainty. Intuition may be quiet, but it remains steady. It does not need to shout in order to guide you. But the Pleiadian heart does not communicate through panic. It communicates through a deepening. Even when it asks you to make a difficult choice, there is a quiet truth beneath the discomfort. There is a sense that something in you is becoming more whole. Place your awareness in the center of your chest and imagine a soft crystalline light beginning to breathe there. Do not demand visions. Do not search for proof. Simply allow the space within you to become a meeting place between your earth identity and your greater soul essence. With each breath, say inwardly, I am willing to know myself through love. Let the breath move slowly, as though you are opening a window in a room that has been closed for too long. On the inhale, receive. On the exhale, release the need to perform. You might ask yourself, what would I choose if I trusted that my worth was already complete? Do not force an immediate answer. The question itself can begin to rearrange your inner world. That willingness is powerful. It begins to loosen the protective structures built around your memories. You may remember dreams, places, sensations, or relationships that carry an inexplicable familiarity. You may feel drawn to the stars, to certain sounds, to geometry, to healing arts, to the protection of life, or to creating harmony where there has been division. These impressions do not need to be forced into a story. Let them remain living symbols. The soul often remembers through resonance before it remembers through facts. A melody may awaken a longing you cannot name. A particular shade of blue may bring peace. The sight of a night sky may feel less like looking outward and more like recognizing an old companion. These moments are invitations to wonder, not commands to abandon grounded judgment. Let remembrance make you kinder, clearer, and more present. If it makes you fearful or superior, pause and return to the heart. The third initiation is the anchoring of your star essence into Gaia. Your mission was never to escape Earth. You did not come here to reject the body, the ordinary day, or the human experience. You came to bring a higher quality of love into the places where love has been forgotten. That means your awakening must become practical. It must touch the way you speak, work, rest, choose, and respond. The Pleiadian frequency is not only found in meditation or extraordinary experiences. It is present when you listen without preparing a defense. It is present when you tell the truth without cruelty. It is present when you refuse to pass pain forward. It is present when you create beauty in a place that has grown numb. It is present when you care for your body as a vessel rather than treating it as an obstacle to your spiritual life. It is present in the glass of water you drink with gratitude, the meal you prepare with attention, the walk you take beneath the trees, and the moment you place your phone down to truly hear someone. It is present when you apologize without manipulating the other person into comforting you. It is present when you forgive without reopening a door that must remain closed. Heaven is not asking you to become less human. It is asking you to make your humanity more conscious. Gaia does not need you floating above her difficulties. She needs your light grounded into your hands, your choices, your communities, and your daily relationships. Your crystalline codes become active when compassion becomes behavior. Your star lineage becomes visible when your presence makes another person feel safe enough to remember their own dignity. A candle does not heal a room by speaking about light. It heals by burning. In the same way, your frequency is transmitted through what you consistently embody. One honest conversation may carry more healing than 100 declarations. One act of patience may interrupt a family pattern that has traveled through generations. One refusal to respond with cruelty may become a small turning point in the unseen field. This is why the clearing has been necessary. You could not anchor a new frequency while constantly negotiating with the old one. The source wanted you alone, not because you were meant to be isolated forever, but because you needed to hear what your life was asking of you without the interference of everyone else's expectations. The fourth initiation is the restoration of unity consciousness. Unity does not mean agreeing with everyone. It does not mean allowing every person into your inner world. It does not mean dissolving your boundaries in the name of unconditional love. True unity recognizes the sacredness of each being while honoring the distinct path, timing, and responsibility of every soul. The ocean is one body made of countless drops, yet each drop still has its own movement. Unity does not erase individuality. It gives individuality a harmonious place within the greater whole. You can love someone and refuse their behavior. You can pray for someone and stop rescuing them. You can honor their soul without offering your energy to their confusion. When you move from separation consciousness, you ask, how can I protect myself from the world? When you move into unity consciousness, the question becomes, how can I remain whole while contributing to the healing of the world? The answer is not self-sacrifice. The answer is coherent presence. Your love is not measured by how much discomfort you tolerate. It is measured by the truth you are willing to embody. Sometimes love says yes. Sometimes love says not now. Sometimes love walks away quietly. Sometimes love allows another person to experience the consequences of their choices instead of rescuing them from every lesson. The Pleiadian High Council, and the language of your inner knowing, reminds you that boundaries are not walls against love. They are structures that protect the clarity through which love can move. A heart without boundaries becomes exhausted. A heart with wise boundaries becomes a steady beacon. Think of a lighthouse. It does not chase ships across the ocean, and it does not descend into the waves to prove that it cares. It remains rooted, shining its signal clearly. Those who are ready to navigate may use that light, but the lighthouse does not abandon its foundation. You are allowed to be such a light. The fifth initiation is the return of your star family connection. You may have believed that you were alone because you could not see or hear anything beyond the visible world. But connection does not always arrive as a voice, a figure, or a spectacular sign. Sometimes it arrives as the exact sentence you needed. Sometimes it is the sudden peace that settles over you after days of confusion. Sometimes it is a dream that leaves your heart lighter. Sometimes it is the repeated appearance of a symbol, a song, a number, or a constellation that seems to meet you at the right moment. Sometimes connection arrives through another human being who speaks with unexpected kindness. Sometimes it arrives through an animal resting beside you, sunlight crossing the floor, or the sudden awareness that you have survived what once seemed impossible. The sacred is not limited to the extraordinary. It often hides inside the ordinary, waiting for a quiet enough heart to notice. Do not become obsessed with signs. Let them support your discernment, not replace it. Your star family does not ask you to surrender your judgment. The Pleiadian current strengthens your inner clarity. It brings you back to the center of your own being. Any message that creates terror, superiority, dependency, or a demand to abandon your humanity is not aligned with the frequency of unconditional love. The true connection makes you more present. It does not make you less responsible. It does not tell you that you are better than others. It reminds you that no one is outside the field of healing, including you. When you feel that quiet companionship around you, let it be simple. You can speak inwardly to the seven sisters. You can look toward Alcyone and offer your gratitude. You can say, if love is guiding me, help me recognize it in the next honest step. Then watch how your life responds through increased clarity, grounded opportunities, and the courage to act without needing applause. The sixth initiation is trust in divine timing. The delays were not evidence that your life had passed you by. The years of uncertainty were not empty. Even the periods when you felt disconnected were shaping your ability to recognize authentic connection. You were learning the difference between being wanted and being valued, between being needed and being met, between being surrounded and being understood. There were lessons that could only be learned in waiting. Patience revealed what urgency concealed. Distance revealed which connections were mutual. Closed doors protected you from rooms where your spirit would have continued to shrink. As Proverbs says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. This does not mean abandoning discernment. It means accepting that the full pattern may be visible only from a higher perspective. The Pleiadian awakening cycle often moves in waves. There is an opening, then an integration, a remembrance, then a period of quiet, a surge of purpose, then a return to ordinary tasks. Do not interpret the quiet phase as regression. Crystalline light must be integrated into the body, or it remains only an experience. The soul expands, and then the nervous system learns how to hold that expansion. This is why rest is part of your mission. This is why rest is part of your mission. Silence is part of your training. Simplicity is part of your protection. You do not need to chase every opportunity simply because it appears. You do not need to respond to every invitation. The path will not disappear because you take a breath. The seventh initiation is embodiment. You are not here only to remember that you come from the stars. You are here to become a living bridge between remembrance and action. Your origin matters because of what it awakens in the present. Your light matters because of how it changes the quality of the space you occupy. Embodiment may look less dramatic than you expected. It may look like choosing honesty over an image. It may look like creating something beautiful after disappointment. It may look like tending a garden, raising a child with tenderness, healing a family pattern, offering your work with integrity, or sitting beside someone who feels invisible. It may look like refusing to let the harshness of the world turn your heart into the very thing you came to transform. It may also look like making a practical appointment, organizing your finances, cleaning the room where stagnant memories have gathered, or asking for help instead of pretending to be invulnerable. Spiritual maturity is not measured by how far you can leave ordinary life behind. It is measured by how much presence you can bring into ordinary life. Do not wait until you feel completely healed before you serve. Do not wait until every doubt has disappeared before you begin. The light does not require perfection, it requires participation. You are allowed to move forward while still learning. You are allowed to be a work in progress and a source of comfort at the same time. Now listen to the deeper revelation. You are not separated from the source because you were forgotten. You are given a sacred interval in which your own inner light could become distinguishable from every external voice. The room was cleared so that you could discover that divine presence does not always arrive through more people, more messages, or more activity. Sometimes it arrives as the unmistakable peace of being alone with what is real. The silence around you was not empty. It was carrying a frequency. The distance from certain people was not necessarily a judgment against them. It was a release from the role you had been playing in their lives. You had become the translator of everyone's emotions, the keeper of everyone's secrets, the one who remained calm while others were allowed to fall apart. But your soul did not come here to be endlessly consumed. It came here to participate in mutual love, where giving and receiving are allowed to move together. The source wanted you alone because your heart needed to remember that it is not a public meeting place for every demand. It is a sanctuary of truth. And from that truth, you will eventually return to connection not as the person who begs to belong, but as the person who carries belonging within. This is the secret of Pleiadian remembrance. Home is not only somewhere beyond the seven sisters. Home is the frequency you anchor when you no longer betray the love you came here to embody. You may still feel homesick. You may still look at the night sky and ache for a place you cannot name. Let that ache become a compass rather than a wound. It is not asking you to leave Gaia. It is asking you to bring more of the harmony you remember into the life you are living now. Let the stars remind you of vastness, but let the earth teach you devotion. Let Alcyone awaken your memory, but let your hands turn that memory into kindness. The highest form of remembrance is not knowing where you came from. It is knowing what love asks of you here. Tonight, place your hand over your heart if that feels comfortable. Let your breathing slow. Imagine the light of Alcyone above you, not as something distant, but as a gentle point of remembrance within the vast unity field. Then say, I release what is not mine to carry. I welcome the love that restores my wholeness. I remember my Pleiadian essence in the way I live, choose, speak, and serve. I am guided by clarity, protected by discernment, and connected through unconditional love. I am here, I am grounded, and I am home. Let the words move through you without forcing an emotional response. If tears come, allow them. If nothing comes, allow that too. Activation is not always dramatic. Sometimes the deepest code opens as a quiet decision made tomorrow morning. Sometimes it is the first time you do not return to what diminished you. Sometimes it is the moment you answer your own heart with respect. You are not being punished by the closing of the old room. You are being introduced to the vastness of your own inner chamber. And when you leave it, you will not be empty-handed. You will carry a steadier light, a clearer boundary, a softer strength, and a remembrance that no outside counsel can give or take away. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real, then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it, and if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.